I'm Jason Whiteley in the WFAA newsroom here along with Jason Wheeler. We are watching some breaking news right now at NorthPark Center in North Dallas. Let's go to HD Chopper 8 on the scene there. NorthPark Center almost 1 hour ago was evacuated by police because they say there was a security incident. What's striking here is that police not only evacuated everybody in the mall, but also told them to get off the property as far away from the buildings as possible. This happened about 12:09. That's when we got the first word of that. Police have surrounded the area. They've surrounded the mall. They've asked, employees, shoppers have left. You can tell from the helicopter shot here that a lot of the parking lot is empty, but there are a number of employees waiting to find out if they can go back in. And we're told now it might be 1 to 2 hours before anyone is allowed back inside. What is uncertain right now, though, is exactly what led to this situation.
Yeah, and that's the point here, Jason. I think that the big question right now is, what is this security incident that they are talking about? We've heard it both from mall security and from DPD. That's what they're calling this, a security incident there, but they are not specifying. And boy, that can cover a whole range of things. And I think, especially in these days and times, and especially here in North Texas, your mind leaps to previous incidents that we've seen, like in 2023 at the Allen Outlet Mall, where they had a shooting there. We don't know that this is anything like that. We can say, and this is probably a positive, as we have been flying around this mall for the last little bit here, we have seen an incredible police presence, but we have not seen any ambulances either arriving or taking anyone away. So we're hoping that that is a good sign here.
That seems like a good sign, too. We have Catherine Cuellar on the line with us. Catherine was inside the mall and was one of the first to give us information that the mall had been evacuated almost 1 hour ago. Catherine, can you hear us?
Yes.
Can you tell
Thanks
us?
for having me.
Absolutely. Tell us where you were and what happened inside.
I was with a group of friends who were dining in a third-floor restaurant inside Nordstrom department store, and our server told us that we needed to immediately evacuate not just the restaurant or the department store, but the building. We were on the third floor, and we evacuated to the third floor of the attached garage. The elevator had been turned off. It appeared it was already turned off prior to evacuation. There was a sign posted that it was undergoing maintenance, but several of the women in my group had mobility issues and were unable to take the stairs to other levels they were parked on. There were also all the cars in the garage trying to evacuate at once, backed traffic up both within the garage and even onto the North Park and Park Lane exit of 75.
And
so,
Catherine, tell us when the server came over to your party there at the restaurant at Nordstrom and said that you guys need to leave immediately. Were people running? Were people, casually filing out? Did you see other police officers around at all?
there were no police visible at that time, and everyone was proceeding calmly and quietly to the exits on foot. There was no running and there was no pushing. But once outside the mall, there were mall security telling people to get away from the doors. And I also saw that Nordstrom rolled down the metal garage door style door inside of its glass doors once they had evacuated.
And you mentioned also in the text to me that the security and police were telling people to get away from the buildings, not just leave the building, don't stand outside on the sidewalk, but to get away from the buildings.
Correct. So the surface parking lots closest to the building had cars exiting them, and people who were standing outside the building were told to stand across the access roads encircling the mall from the shopping center in the parking lots or on the corners on the opposite side of the access roads between parking structures and lots and NorthPark Center.
Catherine, this is Jason Wheeler here. I'm just curious, I know you were with your group there having lunch. Can you kind of set the scene for us there? I mean, it is a Tuesday, early afternoon, but this is a pretty vibrant mall by mall standards these days. Was there a crowd there in the restaurant? Did you see crowds as you were heading through the store and into the, you mentioned in the parking garage there was a backup. How busy was the mall when all of this was unfolding?
So I had walked all the way through the center from the Macy's garage side to Nordstrom on my way there, and I saw crowds in the North Court food court. I saw employees and patrons at the businesses throughout. So not height of holiday shopping season crowded, but you are right, it's a vibrant shopping center. And there were other patrons in the restaurant and in the department store when we were asked to leave. I think there was some loitering because people left quickly and were hoping to return to finish conducting their business in the shopping center. As it became clear that the mall was seeming to be locked down, there were people also who had arrived there without their own transportation who were calling for ride shares, and those drivers were challenged to get close to the shopping center because of the way that traffic was being conducted by DPD, who arrived on the scene and started coning off access into the various inbound points.
Right. Hey, Catherine, this is Wheeler again. I just wanted to ask, were you all hearing anything as you're going out as far as explanation goes? Our Brittany Moncrief has been speaking with a mall employee here in the past few minutes, and they say that an alarm was set off, that usually they've had other alarms go off in the past and have never been asked to leave the building. This time they were asked to leave the building, and they say that they've been getting conflicting messages about different kinds of security incidents that were going on in the mall. So they were kind of getting mixed messaging there from authorities, and were not really sure exactly what was happening. Without saying, what it was, did you all hear any message of what it could be?
We did not hear any message of what it could be. We did not see any ambulances. We did not see any fire trucks. We did see police, and we were directed calmly and quietly out of the building. There was an audible speaker and a loudspeaker announcement to evacuate, but the mall was crowded enough that those announcements could not really be heard over the crowd within the shopping center. I only heard the loudspeaker announcement once I was already outside the building.
All right, that's Catherine Cuellar there. Catherine, glad you were able to get your dining party out as well too from the parking garage after the elevators were closed there. We're glad you're okay, and thanks for the heads up on this.
Thank you.
And another piece of information to pass along here, again, we've talked about just how busy this mall can be even on an early Tuesday afternoon. If you've been to North Park, you know that they have these themed events that go on inside. A lot of times it's a beautification sort of thing, and they do have the Fleur de Ville going on right now, which is a flowers exhibit. Anybody who's been inside knows that they have these extraordinary planters and so forth inside. So probably more of a crowd than you might normally see on a Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, which is why the evacuation can be pretty difficult. We're hearing that Brittany Moncrief is actually able to go live with us right now and has found a spot to be able to set up. Brittany, what's the latest info you're getting there right across from the mall?
Yeah, so we're standing, like you mentioned, right across the mall. You can see the AMC Theater from where we are. We're at Northwest and Lincoln Park at a strip mall that's right across the street. I'll step to the side so you can see behind me. All along Northwest Highway, every entrance to the mall is pretty much blocked off. You can see police right now. There's two ladies who are trying to cross the street to go that way, and they're not letting them on the premises at all. Even just about a block down, there's another point where police are stationed outside, and they're not letting anyone around. We can see some people across the street kind of coming over this way where we are at the strip mall. We can see them, I believe they're being evacuated out. So I think those evacuations are still taking place. We saw some people in uniform, so they appear to be employees from some of the businesses that's near the mall, so they've been coming across the street. They are letting a few cars out. I guess these are people who might have their own transportation, who are just trying to leave the premises. They're letting them out, but no one is able to come in. A little while ago, we talked to some people in this parking lot who work across the street at the mall, and they told us that they heard an alarm go off. This is maybe about an hour or so ago. They said there's been alarms in the past, but this is the first time they were told that they have to evacuate. They were getting mixed messages about what's going on. I won't say what those mixed messages are because we don't want to send anybody in any fear or panic, but they were getting mixed messages about what's going on. Some people, they just left their things there and immediately evacuated. At first, they were outside of the mall, just on the mall grounds, and then they were told that they had to leave the premises completely. So a lot of people right now are where we are, near that strip mall. It's like a Barnes & Noble that we're standing outside of, and just really just watching to see, sorry about that, this a little bit of the pollen, but just watching to see what's happening. And again, like I said, you can't get over to the mall at all. The ground is completely blocked off. They're not letting anybody walk over there, drive over there. We see security going around. There's some more people that are making their way back over across the street to where we are. So we're just standing out here just kind of watching to see what's going on, what's taking place. And again, it's all throughout Northwest Highway that these entrances are blocked off.
That information there we just saw a moment ago from HD Chopper 8, Dallas.